Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I want to go and showcase up and show you guys something kind of cool that probably none of us, myself included, will ever have a chance to actually own or probably even see in person. Now, as you guys probably know, if you guys work at a company, you work at a certain place, sometimes you get special deals, rewards, trophies, or anything like that might be, whether you work there for a year or a really good year or 10 years, 20 years, and all of that. And I'm going to show you guys up something very special and unique that one of my homies actually that works over at Sony had a chance to go and get. So I'm going to show you guys this because it's all custom, all unique, and all very cool, and pretty much, I don't want to say one of a kind, but one of a few thousand, if even that. So this also might go down to video game history, and I'm just always a sucker for easy trophies and cool things like that. So let's go talk about this. Let's go show you guys some cool things, and as well, if any of you guys are brand new, the best thing basically YouTube can have as a special trophy is make sure you guys are subscribed or leave a like in case you guys would like to as well. Make sure you guys are checking out the Twitter, Twitch stream, Target, Amazon, and How links down below, and let's show you guys something kind of cool and kind of nifty. So funny enough, we've actually been seeing a few more kind of cool things floating around when it comes to Sony. As I mentioned, if you go and you work at these places and you have a chance to see some of this stuff, I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I think it's very, very nifty at the end of the day. So number one of the homies we mentioned over here for this got a very special and unique thing over here from the PlayStation Holiday Gift, which is awesome. So it's a specialty made DualSense controller for employees, all the nice little PlayStation employees, to go and celebrate a fantastic 2022. So let me go and show you guys these up a little bit more bigger pictures as well, because this is absolutely super, super cool. So first and foremost over here, you guys can actually kind of see all the images and pictures and everything else with this. I think this looks sick. I think this looks cool. I think this is something that I myself would literally want to go and buy, and I'd probably spend the extra money on it too as well if I needed to. You guys can kind of go through all the pictures too as well. You guys can see, look at how cool this custom-made 2022 controller is. This is cool. I like this, I vibe this. It's a special design that I don't think anyone else has ever seen, and obviously this is not for resale. This is literally for, like, Sony employees, and they're basically like, hey, like, you did a good job this year, hey, let's go give you something special. But it'd be kind of more funny too if that, for some odd reason, they couldn't either go and get, buy, or afford, or even find a PlayStation 5 console itself. But this is unique because no one else besides these employees got this for 2022. And of course, obviously for next year and all these other various benefits, we're probably not going to see too many of these out in the wild. But look at how nice this is, like, collectible. This is sick. This is cool. You guys can also go and see they also have like their own custom backing over here. So basically the back is different. Now it'd be kind of cool if they also made this the Pro controller, because as I'm sure you guys know, the Pro controller itself has been coming out pretty soon. But you guys can see the custom thing with the play has no limits, the custom colors, custom Joy-Cons, and everything else in between. And look at how just nice and crystal clear and just cool this is. Like, this is a very special thing. Now for me, I'm kind of curious, more people who work at PlayStation literally went out there and bought this or not. I'd be actually kind of curious themselves. I kind of would want to know. But I feel like if I got this would go in like a picture frame. We'd make sure it's beautiful and we can kind of go from there. But look at all these pictures. Like, this really is generally unique and cool and fantastic. It's something that I myself wish I'd have, like, especially as like a PlayStation type channel. I think it's cool. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. I just want to showcase up this because this is kind of unique. It's like, oh, just out in the wild and very just cool. Like, I like seeing this type of stuff. Like, I saw the original PlayStation 5 developer kit too as well, which I also think is kind of nifty that only a few select folks out in the wild will ever have a chance to see them in person, let alone actually own one. Unless they end up on eBay and then people are like, whoa, what's going on over here? Now, like I said, it would be a little bit cooler though if it was the Pro controller. So we also do have a few other various things as well to mention, because number one, I was even looking through all just the general like salaries and stuff like that, in case you guys are kind of curious, but apparently the average salary over here for most Sony employees or themselves are like $96,000 per year, which is actually kind of good and pretty nifty. Well, I guess we're kind of on like a nice positive push for Sony itself, because we just made a video talking about how Xbox, well, it did a lot of layoffs, and they also hired Sting and dropped like way too much money to go and hire them. So hopefully we can keep on maintaining up this good PR and good press for PlayStation. Hopefully they don't go and do a massive layoff, because I'll probably be crying, because I know quite a few folks throughout me doing YouTube and Twitch that work over at Sony at this point. So fingers crossed for them. I'm going to go look through some cool stuff over at Microsoft, and although they do have the Life on Microsoft and on-site employee benefits, sadly still they will still are firing a lot of folks out there. So But ooh. Anyway, just keep that in mind. But I still think the actual overall stuff is kind of cool. And I'll give you guys just kind of some general updates for all throughout the day too, as well as we wind down this weekend. I hope you guys will have a fantastic weekend with this one. And hopefully, maybe if we get special, I wouldn't mind maybe getting my own trophy at some point. I'm telling you guys, at some point on my YouTube grind, I want to get my 100,000 sub plaque, because I would hang that so proudly on my wall, and I'd probably have to rearrange my setup at some point to make it a little bit nicer, but that would be sick. So if you guys ever want to sub, feel free to. But we still have some other little side gaming news where CD Projekt Red is preparing their next major update over here too for The Witcher 3, which is nice. This came out and it was pretty decently well received. There was a few bugs on the very start, but it did seem like it got kind of closed up. And as well, it does seem like everyone's getting pretty happy with this. So for this one, since the release of The Witcher 3 on the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, players have been complaining about a few various technical issues in the re-release, even after a few minor updates and patches. So there's some good news, because I know a lot of you guys picked it on up. That and Cyberpunk have overall had some pretty good big updates. So the community manager himself, Morrison Momot, stated that CD Projekt Red has been secretly working on a patch now for The Witcher 3 and development of its final stages, which is nice to see as well. The update should be out pretty soon, and the team promises to share details as soon as is possible. So if you guys got The Witcher or are curious on it, feel free to be on the lookout for it as well. We also now had some big stuff with Armored Core, which I myself am very hyped up for, while somehow having a nice little hour-long presentation. Now, the first time I read this, I thought it was a 6-hour-long presentation, and I was going to go on a huge rant of what could they possibly go and show and make it worthwhile, besides just literally playing through the entire game and that 6-hour thing. But once again, after rereading, I think it was just Armored Core 6-hour-long presentation set for this. So if you guys are curious on this game, as I am myself, February 3rd, we'll get a lot more information. Plus, don't forget, we have Microsoft and Xbox's event on the 25th upcoming soon too as well. So a lot more stuff with that. So fans looking for any more info from Software's upcoming Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, you don't need to wait long, as the studio's been something planned at the upcoming Taipei Game Show. So the presentation is set to be for 60 minutes and will feature an appearance from Armored Core series producer and promotional marketer Yasunori Ogura. It will air live on February 3rd on basically whatever time that is, at 3 p.m. EST as well. So you guys want to watch that and creep on that, you guys totally can. There's no word yet on whether this will include English subtitles, but MP First will cover the event and we'll be sure to let our readers know all about that type of stuff. So for them, they're kind of covering it. I'll probably give you guys some updates on Twitter and YouTube and all that good stuff. Just shout out for them, because I would really like to go and play the game myself. And last but not least, kind of the big gaming news. We may cover this up a little bit more throughout the weekend. If you guys didn't know, Marvel's Avengers is shutting down. So we have all this other news of cool stuff, like where Sony having a chance to showcase up these things and spend these special controllers and everything. And then we have some games over here where now the Marvel's Avengers game is just going away. Now, I think they are going to still be supporting the game up, and I do believe the official termination date is around September, but they are planning very soon to stop support of the game overall. Now, that's a little bit more sadder than I would expect to hear, mainly because I did own the game. I did beat through at least the initial campaign. I did a little bit of multiplayer. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. It could have been a lot worse. But when it comes to all these live service games, it kind of seems like these companies are having a lot of big issues on maintaining the development of it. Destiny 2 is a good example where it's probably the best live service game besides maybe Fortnite. And well, even all these games will have content lulls. People won't have a chance to do anything. They don't know what to go and do. And well, sometimes the community thinks these games are falling flat. So sadly, it does seem like Marvel's Avengers will be ceasing support. They did go and say that the single player and all the multiplayer functions will still be continuing, like even after the September date. So we do know it will be coming. We do know it's going to still be involved, etc. But at the same time, for a live service game, well, some folks, and I'm sure the community will play it a little bit, if you kind of go and factor in things like, let's say, Fortnite or Apex or whatever it might be, in theory, a lot of people are going to slowly step away from a game if there's no major updates, no major new characters, nothing new to grind for, because at a certain point, once you go through all the content, this gets like a bit more, not like a multiplayer game as much, once you kind of go through a lot of that content, then you don't really know what else you can really kind of go and do. So I think this game at this point is probably almost dead on arrival, if not already gonzo, so it's kind of sad to see. So give me your thoughts and comments on all the topics down below, but especially on the really cool controller that we had a chance to go and see and showcase over there. I wish I had one. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well. Make sure you guys follow the Twitter and Twitch stream, Target links, Amazon links, How links, and all that good stuff down below. I'll have a few more videos all throughout this weekend, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.